Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you again today for an album review. And this is for Silversun Pickups Widow's Weeds album review. So I guess this is going to be the first album review I'm doing for this Friday. So I'm going to discuss what I listened to and let you know what I thought of this record. So let's dive into this review. Now, I don't know the band members' names in this, so you might have to remind me in the comments below because I listen to their music, but I don't know their names that much. All I know is the lead singer sings kind of like a girl, but that's what I've heard over the years when I've listened to them, and they're pretty good. They're just now they went with a more softer approach with this new record, and it's a pretty mellow paced kind of record. Um, it starts off with Neon Wound, and it actually does really good with that song. It's like 5.5 minutes, but it's worth listening to. It's really good. I really enjoyed that track. And then when it dives into It Doesn't Matter Why, that song does really good too. And then we come to Freakazoid, which is the third track on the album. And the chorus breakdown is actually pretty good. But there are some cliffhangers in there. Well, kind of a cliffhanger towards the end of the song with the melody, but it ends really good. And one song on here, which is called Don't Know Yet, it starts off kind of bad. And it's just, I wouldn't say it in a bad way, just it starts off with this popish melody and or popish synth stuff going in it. And then you get the drums later on in the song, like in a minute, when while you're listening to the song, or a minute and 22 seconds or something, you finally get the drums in the song. And I'm like, oh, finally. But that track was not bad. It just wasn't that great because it had a few boring holes in it. This whole record has some boring spots in the album where you just want to fall asleep to it some of the time. It's that kind of album that makes you want to fall asleep. And I would say it in a good way because it has a lot of peaceful melody kind of songs. And when it gets to Straw Man, that was a short song from them. I'm usually expecting longer songs from them because they're good at making longer songs. But this one, they went a little short with this one. And it didn't do so bad. It was pretty good. I know I keep saying pretty good and all that. I just don't have really much to discuss about this record other than the fact that it does have some boring spots in it. When it gets to the second half of the record, it gets very long. Very long. I already discussed half of the songs already, the first 5. And there's only like 10 tracks on here. And the closer didn't do so bad, just it felt like the lead singer's voice was kind of trying a little too hard to impress you on making a good song or making his vocals really good. And it's not that impressive. It's okay, but it's not that impressive. It just feels a little fillerish, and it's like filling the gap in the song. There's a lot of loopholes and boring spots in this record that just make you want to fall asleep to. It's if you kind of fall asleep to this record, then you know that it's working on you. It's not clicking well with this record. For me, it didn't click so well when I was listening to it. The start of it was really good, but when it got into the second half, it just felt like you pass through each song and you're just like, what am I listening to? I'm not trying to be negative about this band, because I really like them as a band. They're really good. They just could have done a little bit better to make this record more amusing. Not amusing, I'm trying to think of the right word for it. More interesting. This album is average, I would say. And for the fair rating to give it, well, I'll get to that in a second. Bag of Bones was doing okay. It just, there were some filler moments in the song with the melody, and some of the chorus kind of just felt fillerish. But I think the Don't Know Yet is kind of the only problem I have with this album. The Don't Know Yet song is the only problem I have on this record, listening to it, because of the beginning and the pop synth sound that comes in the intro of the song, and then it eventually dives into the drums and guitars, and that's when it improves a little, but it doesn't do so well. I gave the song a 4.5 out of 5 because of the pop synth sound that kind of irritated me and just made me shake my head like, what are you doing, guys? But out of 10, I think I'm gonna give this record a 7.5 out of 10. This is an average record. It's not terrible. It's just there are a few boring spots in it that you'll come to find when you're listening through the record. And it's like almost a 48-minute album, so it's definitely time consuming, and it is worth listening to. It's just, for most people who are big fans of Silversun pickups, they're gonna like this record, which I don't hate it. I just found a few lacking moments in the album, and it could have been a little bit better. But comment below, let me know what you guys thought of the new Silversun Pickups album, Widow's Weeds, if you've heard it. And if you like this review, comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap a like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can to support the channel. I will be returning to you again for the Motionless in White Disguise album review and the Jonas Brothers Happiness Begins album review. I'll be doing probably tomorrow, because I don't think it's going to come out until like later tonight for download. But yeah, and I'll be doing the Dark Phoenix movie review probably tomorrow or the next day, mostly this weekend, and the Secret Life of Pets movie review, movie review I'll be doing. So thank you for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video.